You want to help me.
Yeah. And while I want to learn.
And you think 1 year of medical school entitles you to plow through the riches of my Emersonian mind?
Entitles me?
Yes.
Entitles me?
Yes.
Entitles me?
Yes.
You have no idea about me. You think I am nothing? Just a socialite?
No, not nothing, but I reserve my time for people who can think about science and literature and architecture and art. You find me cruel, selfish, and unfeeling? I am. I work without caring what happens to either of us. So go back to the club, bear it all, and stock the kind of people that you enjoy.
Fine. I will.
Come back when you have more time.
Welcome to I'm Dazed and He's
yeah.
Confused podcast.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Garrett Freilich. That's the sidekick, Levon Scholes.
Okay, yep, me, Levon. Thank you. Thank
This
you for that
week we're
introduction.
talking about
I'm not worthy.
Megalopolis and Joker.
The joke's on us, because both of these are Megalopolis.
We thought things were heating up. They cooled right off down.
They went polar plunge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why does your voice sound like that?
I've been coughing up blood.
I think you've been coughing on the Megalopolis.
That Megalopolis hasn't been able to. I haven't let it leave my mouth since we haven't been able to record this.
It is quite the aftertaste.
Yeah. It's been a week and a half since this mega cock has been in my mouth.
Okay.
And it's been a challenge.
Did you know the guy that made that movie? He made The Godfather, Part 3.
He did?
Yeah.
I guess I could see the comparison.
I don't know
there.
about 1 or 2. He did 3 though.
Something happened to him. Ran out of ideas, probably.
I think Sophia stole the talent out of his soul.
Sophia stole his essence.
Yeah, she's just like, there's only...
That'd
And then
be
Nick Cage got good again?
That'd be gross if she stole his essence.
Let's think of it. There's only
his
so much
daughter.
power this family can have. Jason Schwartzman's kind of hot lately, you know?
He was in this. Did you see him?
He was in this, you know? He finally got in... Is it Grandpa?
Uncle, I think.
Uncle, yeah, Uncle. Finally got in...
Hey, Unc.
Unc's movie, you know, Nick Cage has been on a bit of a hot streak, I'd say.
Yeah,
so he's back. There's just no zest left for good old Francis.
No, he's too old to have any zest on those nuts.
Just stick to making wine, my guy.
Yeah. So I was actually really excited for this.
Yeah. I love the Chrysler Building.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? I was so excited. I was like, this is going to be awesome. We got sci-fi, Megalopolis, blah, blah, blah. And then he kind of did everything. It was kind of everything I thought it would be and wanted it to be, except it sucked.
yeah. I'm glad you're on. You're my ancient Rome correspondent as well. There's a lot of talk of Rome and empires in this movie, so...
it was as disjointed as Rome was. For sure.
This guy right here. See, this is why.
Get me talking about the past, and you'll laugh and I'll cry about it.
Yeah. So, what era of Rome would you say this Megalopolis was?
The fall.
Yeah, but you know,
no,
in the west and
literally,
the east,
it's literally any time.
the slow drain.
Besides the 5 good emperors, this is basically the Pax Romana. This is basically it.
Okay.
This is basically Rome in its entirety. Besides, maybe less East Rome because
Sure.
they were pretty stable-ish
Yeah.
after the fall of the West. But
A lot of our, I don't want to speak for you, but a lot of my people I admire are in this movie, you know.
yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
I wasn't going to start with him.
Yeah, you were.
I wasn't going to start with him.
In your mind, you started with him.
As controversial as he is a good actor, I guess. But I don't know about this role. your boy, John Voight. You call him Dad of the Year.
Yeah, he's my favorite dad.
Yep. Who else is in this? Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin?
That B-rate, never
He's
gonna
there
be
and then is
Pacino
gone.
looking ass.
Don't say
I'm
that.
just kidding. We love Dustin Hoffman.
Besides Dustin Hoffman doing some bad things, he's a great actor. One of my favorite actors.
Yeah, great actor. Aubrey Plaza. I love when she's in movies, especially this is like a big project. I felt
Yeah.
like this is like a massive movie for Aubrey Plaza. She's usually in smaller things. And we can come back to her performance, but I'll just say I think one of the most bonkers performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's there to be a freak in the worst ways that
Yeah.
you would ask somebody to just come on and be a freak.
Yes. Adam Driver, of course. Makes Garrett sick to think about his fall off.
I'm going to vomit. I don't think he really fell off.
He hasn't
I think
fallen
it's been
off.
a bad stretch of...
It's not his fault.
It's been working with past their prime directors.
Wow. See, I wouldn't even say that, though.
Well, Coppola, but...
Coppola, you
We'll
gonna
see
say that
what-
about Baumbach? You saying that about... I love the Ridley
I-
Scott movies he was in.
Which ones?
House
65?
of Gucci. That's not... 65 sucked.
I never saw House of Gucci. It looked dumb. I don't care about that.
Last Duel
Okay, I like
was banger.
the Last Duel.
I'm just worried. Is he gonna become like Amy Adams, just miss after miss after miss, and then all of a sudden you haven't been in a movie that's good in like 10 years? No matter how great you are, it's like Marriage Story's in the past now. It's
Yeah.
well in the past. It's 5 years ago.
That's crazy. I think his choices have become...
He's in Michael Mann Ferrari movie. There's another great director, but probably past prime.
I think the movies that he's choosing aren't very commercially lucrative, and they're never going to be.
Yeah.
But then they've been flailing a little bit
They've
with
sucked.
just reception. Yeah. And then I think he just needs to go on a short little run where he's just taking good roles
Yeah.
or picking good scripts or something.
See, I don't
Instead
blame
of
him
picking
though.
like the role that will get him like an Oscar, which I feel like a little bit what he's trying to do.
I just feel bad for him because he is working with bona fide directors and whatnot. It just hasn't happened. It's like, I don't know. They just can't figure it out, or it just doesn't come off well. And I wonder if, like, I don't know. I wonder what the whole cast thought while they were making this.
Yeah, they were probably having a blast.
Probably.
It looked like it was besides some of the CGI sets.
Oh my God.
It looked like a blast to shoot. It was always giant groups of people and a lot of stuff going on. Too much stuff going on.
This movie.
Sometimes I feel like I talk like Donald Trump. A lot of stuff going on, too much stuff going on.
Here and there, everywhere. The border.
The border.
This movie is closer to Quantumania than you might expect because it fucking looks like ass cheeks. It is the ugliest movie ever. And it's all like stylistic decisions that I just hated. Honestly, I just hated how it looked.
Yeah, I feel like I thought we were done with having smooth future settings in the mid-teens.
It's like I need to cleanse my palate and go watch Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah.
That's how bad this movie looks. Oh my God.
I just feel like the movie kind of fell apart because it was making its story really grand without giving you anybody to touch base with.
Okay.
Like, you didn't have a lead character that was calling any of this like ridiculous behavior out. Really. Like, you didn't have an outsider come into this. Like, you could have had somebody from a different part of the U.S. or whatever they call this shit and like go into New Rome and be like, this place is a disaster. You people are sick.
Yeah.
And we never had that. It was just like fighting in between like 8 people who are all wrong.
People just puking philosophy at each other.
And I think the metaphors and everything it was trying to make just get lost in the excesses of this movie.
Sure.
I think what Coppola's trying to say never comes through.
He's trying to say, it's almost like, I need to say everything because I'm never going to get a chance to do this again.
A little bit.
And because of that, it's so bloated that it ends up saying nothing. To me.
Yeah, like at the end, I just thought, like, is this a metaphor for, like, his life? Because at the end, it says dedicated to my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And is this just all a metaphor of, like, him coming into Hollywood? Is it more of a metaphor for Hollywood in the 60s and the 70s or than... Because L.A. is closer to New Rome than New York City is a little bit.
I think it's just his stance on America being the failing empire. But it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me. I think you can just go outside and look at the world for 5 more minutes and like feel more in touch with America.
Well, yeah.
Than the ideas put across here.
I think the movie, where it failed was it didn't give a solution to any of it.
His solution was his ugly-ass fucking architecture. Gross. Disgusting. Don't set your movie in one of the most beautiful, iconic structures known worldwide. The Chrysler Building. And many people, you know, we love the Art Deco architecture and idolize it. And then you're like, I'm going to build the ugliest shit ever and people are going to love it. And then I have to like keep looking at this shitty CGI of Adam Driver's builds. And I'm like, that's gross. I'd try to assassinate you too.
The CGI was like fuzzy a little bit too or something.
God, it just looks like
didn't look
shit.
good.
I wouldn't want to live there. What the hell does he know about how people want to live? He's one of those fucking architects that think that want to like make life better, but only in the way that they envision it, which is also
He's a genius. I think it was also talking about how
disagree. No, he is obviously
how
very...
it felt like the solution was we need to follow our geniuses through this fire and not the government. That's what it felt like.
Sure.
Like
the artist.
Trust people who are smart and not the government that leads you.
Lead by ideas and I don't know.
Listen to science. Listen to the facts.
Natalie Emmanuel probably gives the straightest performance, I think.
Yeah.
Of this movie, but still it's just like it's so weird because every scene she's in with somebody else, it's like just everybody's doing something different in this movie. It's bizarre. It's truly bizarre. And I think if I ever watch this again, I'm just gonna go in and like be like, I'm gonna laugh at every scene, and then I'll have a better time.
It was all kind of play acting. All the actors were
playing in your 4-year-old's room.
Yes. That all the actors just felt like they were overacting the entire time. So that usually never leads to good things when it feels like that. Do you want to talk about
Truly depressing.
You want to talk about Aubrey Plaza?
Sure, we can talk about Aubrey Plaza.
I want to talk about her, John Voight, and Shia LaBeouf because I think
Yeah.
that group is the most memorable part.
Talk
of this
about
movie.
the big three.
So Shia LaBeouf is
Rocking a mullet.
the freak, is the usurper, is the guy that tries to sow chaos in this movie. Well, him
Yeah.
and Aubrey Plaza.
Sure.
And I think Shia LaBeouf's performance is pretty decent for what the character is. But nothing connects. And Aubrey Plaza, what I said, she's just asked to do like the worst stuff. Everything that she's trying to do is that she's just trying to like fuck her way into power.
Yeah.
And one of the weirdest sex scenes that you'll ever see happens with her and Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
His technical aunt.
Well, yeah, married in because
Yeah.
she married John Voight.
Yeah, but they made a point that it was aunt during that scene.
Yeah.
And I was just like in a theater with a bunch of old people. and I was
Another one
just
of the Roman callbacks and connections, you know.
Yeah. Trying to. But John Voight gets the best scene of this movie when he shoots Aubrey Plaza. He pretends his boner is. He pretends his little bow and arrow, his little automatic is a boner under the sheets. And then he shoots Aubrey Plaza and kills her. That was the best scene. And then he shoots Shia in the ass.
Yeah, and then he runs out. Yeah. I think my favorite scene is when nobody was on the screen and it was just shadows dancing on the building. That was the only part that looked good.
Yeah.
That was my favorite
nice.
part. Yeah, John Voight's really weird. Shia is like all political activist, but I mean, I don't know. I just hated every scene he was down on the street with like a megaphone trying to rile these people up.
Yeah.
It's just like,
And his sidekick is really nothing.
oh man, yeah, his sidekick, just like the enforcer guy who then takes it a little too far at one point. It's like,
I will say, when that kid shot Adam Driver in the attempted assassination,
yeah.
that was a good scene. But then everything after, when he was recovering and he has his element or whatever, his metal heals his face,
Yeah.
all that sucked. It was that's when the movie like truly fell apart. It was
I was out long.
It was just
yeah.
like, what is happening? How much time has passed?
He's got this shitty looking half
It
face.
was crazy.
Oh man. What about back to Aubrey Plaza? Right at the start, she's like on the TV, so she's like a TV presenter.
Yeah.
Just a very bizarre scene. Oh, we haven't even talked about Giancarlo Esposito yet, who is the mayor of, what the hell is this city called?
New Rome.
New Rome. Yeah.
New Rome.
And he's all at odds with Adam Driver the whole movie, and his daughter's Natalie Emmanuel. Yeah.
And the mom is Catherine Hunter.
Yes, Catherine Hunter is the mom.
She wasn't given enough to do. If she was given more to do.
She gives the second most straight performance in this. That whole family actually was like normal.
It was normal, but it was
Esposito.
just drama the whole time.
Yeah.
And you didn't give a shit about it because you're
I
like,
didn't.
Adam Driver seems like a fine dude.
Like
fine.
I keep remembering
Fine
shit
enough.
that happens when they have freaking like Sunday morning dinner together, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'm pregnant.
The
It's
thing
like,
about him killing his wife was so unnecessary in this movie.
Adam Driver,
Yeah.
yeah.
It didn't do anything because it's like, did you for 1 second think he killed his wife?
I didn't care.
But I know, but like, it wasn't even a thought that it was like, yeah, he killed his wife.
Oh,
Like, who
man.
cares?
Who cares?
Who cares about his dumb fucking wife?
Who cares about Megalopolis, man? How do you think? How does this movie? How will this age?
It won't age. It will be forgotten.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think like some movies that come back and have a resurgence
Yeah.
and get remembered. They just got more going on. There was more of an appeal.
Yeah.
And I don't see the appeal of this movie.
I don't either. Unless you're just into like, if you're into like directors doing whatever they want to the turn it up to 11, like this, maybe you'll enjoy this because it's very just, it feels like Coppola's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want with all this big budget and that's it. And I mean, I'm cool with that sometimes unless the movie sucks, which I think it does. And then it's like, no one looked this over.
Yeah. I was excited. I was excited to see a modern, futuristic Rome and the fall of an empire. I was excited for that. I was excited to see the allegories.
Yeah.
But this movie is just bland. All of the stuff feels small. Like, we got some people wearing togas, and some people are wearing what fucking Kyle wears
Okay.
on a cold on a cold fall day. Who cares? He's just wearing a jacket and jeans.
Kyle
There's just
from
no
South Park?
continuity. Yeah. Kyle from South Park.
I did like the
It
fashion.
feels
though.
small.
The one thing
But
I
it
liked
just
about
feels
this movie was
small.
the clothes. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
It does. It's like, are we just the rich wearing these? Because if we're doing this as like New Rome, other people were.
Even the little protests in the street, it's like, is there 26 people there?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
It just felt small. It felt disappointing.
Big and small. Long and bland. Wow. Okay.
Want to rate it real quick, and then we'll move on to Joker.
Yeah.
1 out of 5 stars.
I give it 0.5 out of 5. So that's a 1 out of 10.
I'll give it a 1 because it's just an experience.
It was
if
a
you want.
bad experience. It's like, I've never been to Disney World, but
This is not what Disney.
this is what it's probably like to wait in line for 2.5 hours just for a shitty ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's move on to another shitty ride.
another shitty ride, but less so, but also, yeah.
Another
So
bland ass turd.
Todd Phillips, the legend, is back with Joker Folie à Deux, starring Joaquin and Lady Gaga. It's the Joker sequel.
Is it? Is it?
Okay, first off,
Is it the
first
Joker
off,
sequel?
Let's talk about the first Joker movie. How do you feel about the first Joker movie? I don't really know your stance on it.
The first Joker movie, let's see. I just didn't care at all about it. It was like, yeah, this was a good movie, but this isn't what I wanted to see.
Oh,
I
fucking comic book fans.
I wanted to see a movie about Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, which I haven't watched it since it was in theaters, I don't think, but it was just a disappointing, like, dark drama. I was like, oh, if he turns into Joker, yeah, I'll take this as an origin movie, sure. That was basically my thoughts on it. I was just like, this was okay. If this is where they're starting, go for it.
Okay.
But overall, wasn't very happy with it. I didn't really care about any of his mental. I don't think we should be humanizing him.
Oh, right,
In
because
the way
he's
we
not a
did.
human.
Joker?
I don't know.
What were your thoughts?
I loved the first Joker movie, actually. I liked it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. Definitely when I saw it, I didn't give a shit about the Marvel stuff. I was so over
Good,
all
because
that.
it's DC.
I know that. This is what I'm saying. I didn't give a shit about the MCU because it's bad. and that's just like popcorn glitter shit. And finally, and don't come at me like, oh, this guy thinks Joker's so hard. It's not, you know. I love Taxi Driver. I like King of Comedy. The inspirations are very obvious, and that's okay, because if you're inspired by good things and you make something that's decently good, that is good. I mean, I'm fine with that. I liked Joaquin in it. I thought it was it's just a fun ass movie, and it was more fun to enjoy than to not. And there were a lot of haters around it, but I think for all the wrong reasons. And it was all like stuff that like wasn't even about the movie, but it was a time, and that was a good year in movies. And so I was excited for this movie. And then a couple years ago, we find out that this one's going to be like a jukebox musical. And then I was like, oh, what? Not that I'm a musical hater. I love musicals when they're done well. But sometimes I hate jukebox musicals. For instance, like Moulin Rouge, I hate that movie. But I like Mamma Mia. So, you know, it can go both ways. You never know. And then I saw the trailer for this, and I was kind of excited. Because I was like, hey, you know, I like the trailer a lot. And I'm like, I'm back on board with Joker Folé Ado. I'm excited again. And then you watch it. So.
Yeah. So I think it's a fake. It's a fake elevated like art film.
Yeah. But I think it's because of people like you.
Why? Why do I make it a fake?
I think it's for some reason this movie wanted to undo everything that happened in the first Joker movie.
No, it didn't.
It totally did. Subvert expectations and kind of, because for some reason the director took the route that first movie humanized him too much. So let's whittle him down, the Arthur character, till he's a nothing person anymore. And it's like, oh, fuck, I forgot.
No.
Did you guys know movies aren't real? And then because of that, this whole movie just is nothing. It just becomes nothing.
I don't think he gave anybody anything he wanted in either movie. Like,
I didn't want your standard, like, comic book origin story movie with the first Joker, and I'm glad we didn't get that. I'm glad we just got a movie about a guy that happened to be Joker. But everything else was played pretty straight.
I'm fine with how the story of the first one. But I just thought that it wasn't a satisfying film to watch when you go in being like, yeah, I want to go to that Joker movie. And then you get there and then...
But I think that's because you have a comic book background.
Chaos.
That's because you're going in with preconceptions about the character, I think. Like what you want Joker to be.
That's what everybody wanted to see, a Joker movie.
And I think we got one. I want, there's different takes on all these characters all the time. And I was just glad that we got something very different, It was also the Heath Ledger, the legend of his Joker was like looming large. And I'm glad that they went in a totally different direction. Because, you gotta, I think that's important to keep in mind that was a big point.
No, but they didn't need to do the Heath Ledger. They could have done not Heath Ledger Joker in a million different ways. They could have gone more comic booky.
Like Jack?
But instead they started not like Jack.
Okay.
And they could have gone less comic booky, and they went less comic booky.
Right.
And it's not that I am mad that it wasn't sticking to the source material or whatever. It's that, especially for this one, I was hoping it was going to be Joker and Lee Quinn, or whatever her name is, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be them like the first one, how he sowed chaos and
Yeah.
did all these things. I was hoping it was going to be them sowing chaos because we haven't seen
Right.
those two have an actual movie together.
Suicide Squad.
Doesn't count. But like doing their thing, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
And that's why these two movies are so disappointing because we got Joaquin having a good performance and like getting
Oscar-winning performance for Joker.
and getting close to the Joker we want.
Sure.
One that would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And because this could have, both these movies could have been more Joker.
Yeah, it's like Joker
But-
without Batman too, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool, you know?
Well, you just get to see this guy run. We should have seen this guy just like running amok. Like we could
Yeah.
have seen the backstory that Todd Phillips had in the first movie. But we could have also gone more off the rails. Like I like the idea of the first one that he cracks and he goes on a murdering spree
Yeah.
and he starts the riots in the streets and inspires people. But
I do like the ending of the first one. I think it set up what this could have been decently.
yeah. So Foley Adu, he's in prison the whole time
Yeah.
and we just see him get bullied. We get him and Harley, or her name's not Harley, Lee, doing stuff together. They meet in a singing group,
Yeah.
and she basically ends up betraying him and losing faith in him, which fucking sucked. The end of this sucked.
It
Not even getting to the part that sucked the worst.
the ending is yeah. At what point in this movie were you like, this fucker's never gonna get outside?
Well,
Because I was like, oh, are we ever gonna get out of here? And then like he keeps not getting out, and I'm like, they're really gonna keep us in here. Like I'm so over
yeah.
being inside.
I just don't get what Todd Phillips was doing with, like, I'm guessing he wrote the script.
Yeah, I think so.
Or
I'll check on that.
Whatever, he picked the script. And, like, what are we doing? You get the opportunity to make another Joker movie, and we don't do any Joker shit. Like, the stuff in the courtroom when he is Joker is fun.
He's
That
co-writer with Scott Silver, who also
Okay.
did the first Joker with him.
Okay. The courtroom stuff with Joker is fun. Watching,
That is fun because he finally gets to cook on his.
yeah.
You
And
know?
he should have stayed, but he got beat up and fucking backtracked.
We should have been there within 30 minutes to the trial, though.
Yeah.
They set up this movie's just setups to purposefully not pay off, and it's like I think it's very aware that like it knows what it's doing, but it is just really annoying because it's like we're gonna set this up and none of that's gonna pay off. We're just gonna we're gonna start a fire and they're not gonna break out. She's
Yeah.
gonna check herself out. We're gonna do this trial. It's gonna end. He's gonna get out. He's gonna get popped. Like
he gets out. It's so disappointing. I don't understand.
yeah.
I'm just confused and upset that that's how they decided to do this.
It feels very anti the first Joker movie, like which is kind of like it's ballsy, but also just kind of stupid because that movie was critically received well. You know, Joaquin won an Oscar for it, but for some reason it felt like Todd Phillips just wanted to defy the people who did like it, and at the same time not please anybody who. Because that movie did get like a fair share of hate too. It was like pretty mixed on the first Joker.
Yeah.
But he just went down the middle and didn't want to fuck with either group of those people.
No.
So it was like just unsatisfying for everybody.
These movies weren't made to please fans.
I was pleased with Joker.
You're not a fan, though.
I'm a fan. I'm a fucking fan, you know? If there's one thing I like, it's Batman. And Batman the Animated Series. And Joker's dope. And I love Walking Penis. So, and I love Lady Gaga. Talk about the singing, nerd.
The singing's okay.
It is okay. That's about it.
I would be perfectly fine with no singing.
Yeah, this movie doesn't have the balls to actually be a musical either. I'll say that. For having that many songs in it, it's like uncommitted to actually doing it. And half the scenes are just like
there's no
him imagining himself on stage. So it's like, that's a cop-out. You're in a singing class. That's a cop-out. Be a fucking musical and just sing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Even the jail stuff, it felt like it could have been crazier.
Yeah.
I did like Brendan Gleeson and his relationship with Joaquin in this.
Yeah, Gleeson was solid.
Because it felt friendly, but you could also...
It's a power dynamic.
In the power dynamic. And then...
When he like touches him on the back
and
then Gleeson slaps him.
That was good.
Yeah.
But, so the ending of this, which is the biggest fuck you it could be, because it was so obvious. I think everybody was saying when the first one came out that this isn't the real Joker. He gets stabbed by the guy who's going to be the real Joker at the end and killed.
Do you think so? Or is that guy just a guy?
Well, he cuts his mouth after.
Yeah.
So it's like...
You want to know how I got these scars? I stabbed Arthur Fleck.
It's just... Like, if this was a comic series, I think it would be hailed because it would be a different take. It'd be not $300 million worth of fucking money to be made into these.
Yeah.
But to say that we got 2 Joker movies and that they weren't actually about Joker just seems like a waste of time.
I get what you're saying. And now, like, what's our hope? That HBO Max makes a miniseries about Joker someday? And that'll be decent to good, maybe?
The goal for this movie should have been, let's show him go full-on Joker and get out of prison and go on a rampage. And that's, if we want...
What do you mean by a rampage? Like, describe what you mean by a rampage, because I don't think this Arthur character's quite the rampaging type.
Well, he did in the first one.
But he was like... He was getting the shit beat out of him, and then he shot 3 guys, and but he's got more...
I mean, like, it should have leaned in. We should have kept seeing...
Like, this isn't the Joker that puts a bomb on a boat, you know? This isn't the guy that has amazing planning skills.
We should just... Instead of seeing him go more deranged, we saw him come out of it more.
Yeah.
And, like, realize and accept who he isn't Joker. We see that at the end.
Right.
He's afraid of death. He doesn't want to die. He wants to keep going.
Be the person all these people want him to be.
And he accepts defeat in the courtroom.
Yeah.
And that's it. It wasn't even, like, sad. It was just disappointing that's how we were going to end it. And then he breaks out, and it's like, oh, let's go. Let's keep it going.
But even when he breaks out, I knew it's so late in the movie that, like, nothing satisfying can come of this.
Well, we could have had one more moment.
One more moment, sure, yeah.
He could have been shot by the police, like, the second we see him, like, get back and achieve. That, like, back to where the first one ended before he got sent to prison. Like, we could have seen him get back, and he won, and he's out of jail.
Yeah.
And he's back to leading his followers.
See, but you say leading. He was never a leader. Like, he has no ability to lead. That's just not his. People like the idea that he seems to stand for, but like never is Joker just up there like, hey guys,
Well, I wanted
this is
to
my
see
plan.
I wanted to see that.
I think that's unreasonable expectations of the character because he's very mentally flawed. And it's like, I would never expect him to put a plan together. The guy's.
Sorry, I wanted to see character growth.
I'm fine with character growth, but like, I just don't know how this guy would ever get his shit together on that level.
Well, if we're saying it was a mental break.
That guy is mentally broken. And he really had a break.
You're being too serious about it.
Because it's a serious film. Okay,
I
that
didn't want
sounded
it to
pretentious.
Be. I didn't want it to be.
But based on the first movie, there is no scenario where I'm like, this guy's going to come out with a manifesto and it's going to be sensible. I mean, maybe he could have written a manifesto that was like the shittiest thing ever and everybody be like, what the hell is this? Like, you saw the guy tell jokes. He can't write. He's a mess. But that's kind of the appealing aspect of this version of the character, I think, too. Maybe I thought, like, Gaga's character, Lee, would be that half of him. Would be the organizing half, you know?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Because she was a schemer, more so. Schemers. But then she's like, nah, dude, I'm out. That's okay. Actually, the more I talk about it, the more I like this movie. No, it was disappointing. A little bit. I just hate how we're inside.
Yeah, they showed that guy that stabbed Joaquin earlier in the movie, and I was like, oh, that's Joker.
Oh,
It's not even clever.
Sure.
It's not even clever. It's not even a clever way that they did it. They fucking showed the guy 20 minutes into the movie with the fucking Joker smile.
I don't know. That's what happens in the cuckoo's nest. I think this movie's a bad courtroom drama. It's a bad musical, and it's a bad Joker movie. So, like, what is it?
Nothing.
Yeah. Did you see there was a video online after the premiere, and like they stand up? It's Todd Phillips, Joaquin, and Gaga all like in the theater, and it kind of looks like Joaquin turns to Gaga and says like, "That sucked," or "I hated it," and she's just like, "No, you did not. I liked it." And then like Joaquin just like can't hide his disappointment, it looks like, in the crowd. And like he's embarrassed to be, it looked like, I don't know, I don't want to speculate because, you know, I can't read lips and I don't trust the AI lip readers. But Joaquin certainly didn't look glowing and satisfied that that's what happened, you know, on the screen. He looked a little disappointed, and I would be too, you know, maybe.
Well, they might have filmed like different endings.
Sure. Yeah, I wonder about that too.
But like, what are you gonna? This was everything that I didn't like about the first one, but then like dialed up.
I think it's nothing like the first one, and that's its problem.
It was all my complaints with the first one. It was just
very subdued.
It was more pretentious with the singing, with the musical aspect. It was more.
It's not that pretentious of a musical, though.
It was more boring.
It's scared to be. It was more boring. It was so boring, actually. And this pisses me off. I hate. This is why DC sucks. Because they take forever to make anything good. And then when they do have something good, they can never follow it up. And then we have to wait another 2 years for the Batman.
It's DC.
Is the Batman going to be good? Probably not. Because DC choke on everything. Then they'll reboot it. Batman will be gone.
I hope Reeves will do something good.
Yeah. My life rests in the hands of the Batman Part 2. It's just
And the realistic take. It's just like this is just the real world,
yeah.
and it's
I think
can't
that
even pretend to have fun.
well, I'm glad that DC has tried to lean into that to be more, at least in the Batman universe,
More gritty.
more gritty, more realistic, more crime driven instead of. Well, I guess that's always what Batman has been, like a crime thriller. And that's awesome. And that's probably why it's my favorite thing, because it's not even about superpowers.
No.
But I don't know. Are your hopes high for Superman, for James Gunn's Superman?
I don't really have high hopes for any superhero movies anymore.
Yeah.
My hopes will be high for the Batman.
Yeah.
That was the most original superhero thing that's come out in my lifetime, probably. Batman Begins came out in 2000 or 2001. 2, 3?
Which one's Batman Begins? Oh, 2005, the Nolan one.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. I was like, yeah.
Well, okay, since the MCU started it.
Sure. No, totally. And even Batman Begins isn't. I mean, it's solid, but it's kind of like you can tell Nolan's kind of finding his feet into how do I do this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when The Dark Knight Rises was a mess, or people would say that.
Yeah, but it was still really good.
Yeah, and it's like now, if I could get one of those every 2 years, oh my god, we'd be living life.
It's just kind of like everything tends to be a little bit of a disappointment nowadays.
Yeah, especially this year in movies.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where do you think Joker, Barry Keoghan is gonna be Joker in the Matt Reeves Batman universe?
We'll see.
How do you?
I think it will be more fun than Joaquin's version, for sure.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, can you imagine it? We get a realistic, like a comic accurate Joker in that world. Just in like dark rooms laughing.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be.
Yeah. He's going to be in so many dark rooms.
Oh my, he might even get out of Arkham in the movie.
He might even have a pinstripe suit on.
He might even oh, dude, it'd be cool if there was a Harley Quinn in there, but are we oversaturated on the Harley Quinn now? There's that animated series. We've gotten Margot Robbie to play that character in 3 movies.
Well, yeah. I don't think we're oversaturated.
We're not? Okay.
Because Lady Gaga wasn't even Harley Quinn, so.
Barely, yeah. Oh, dude, she was dripped out, though.
Joaquin wasn't really Joker.
Yeah.
I think they could do the Batman for 20 more years with Robert and do a movie like it every 3 years.
I think we would be...
Well, he doesn't even have to really work out for it, so.
Because he's just built like that. I think if we get a 3rd Batman movie, I would be shocked.
We should.
I
It's the best thing that's happened.
know, but I just...
Have you been watching Penguin?
No.
I watched the first episode. It was all right.
Is it... See, that's the problem, though. I'm gonna turn it on and be like, yep, it's a TV show.
Yeah, it was that a little bit. It was mostly that it was just based on Penguin, and it's like, okay, we're just watching.
Yeah, who the fuck cares? I mean,
It's a little series.
I
man.
love the Batman, but at no point am I just like, I need to know more about this Penguin guy. I'd rather watch a Jeffrey Wright Gordon show, I think.
I think it's just more about like the crime world after the flood.
Oh,
It's supposed to
it's
show
post Batman.
Yeah, it's supposed to
Alright.
show the dynamics.
I'll
of
watch
the,
it.
Of
I'll
the city
watch it.
after that. And Penguin's rise to power.
You think Rob Pat's gonna watch that? No, he's never gonna watch that.
I think Rob Bat does care about this.
Yeah.
It's his most impactful thing since Twilight. In over 10 years.
It's yeah, I mean he's literally Batman. Like that's like you're iconic forever if you play that role. It's like a James Bond level
Except
of a character
George
to be.
Clooney and Val Kilmer.
And we remember them though.
Not for those.
But
Not
we
for
know
them.
that they were Batman.
We know.
We know.
No.
Well, maybe less for Ben Affleck. But also everybody knows. I haven't seen any of that shit though, because I feel like that was too Marvelized. And I don't want to watch Zack Snyder.
Oh,
shit.
that was gritty though. It was gritty.
It was black and white and at 4:3 aspect
Zack
ratio.
Snyder's the
Oh,
grittiest.
Zack Snyder, the director of
Joss
Sucker
Whedon.
Punch.
Oh, Joss Whedon. Oh.
Joss Whedon. Okay. What else do you have to say about this? Just
Nothing.
the realm of DC? Anything?
Make better stuff.
You seem sad. Are you okay? Has this conversation saddened you? Because
Yeah, it has a little
a
bit.
little bit.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. And that's what everybody wants coming out of a movie, to feel worse about movies. And Megalopolis and Joker 2 have, I think, made both of us feel worse about movies.
Well, yeah. They were two things that were supposed to be good and were both bad.
So, to the guys at DC, go back to the club.
Go back to the club.
And by that, I mean when Batman in the Batman goes back to the club and
Yeah.
continuously beats the shit out of people. That was awesome. So let's do that.
Why hasn't Adam Driver played Batman yet? Is that his next thing?
Because he's probably like, I'm never putting on a helmet again after Kylo Ren. No, I don't want Adam Driver to be Batman.
He would be a great Bruce Wayne.
He'd be a cool villain, I think.
He doesn't have the chin for it.
He'd be a cool villain. But I don't know who he'd play in the Bativerse.
Harvey Dent
Harvey Dent is...
would be Two-Face.
That'd be cool. We don't have a Harvey Dent yet, do we?
Batman, go back to the club.
You're a vigilante,
I just
and
got...
it's illegal. No, if Adam Driver signed on, he'd fuck it up somehow. It wouldn't be his fault, but somehow the movie would just be bad. And we'd be like, why does this happen?
I just burnt my face off, and I'm about to eat nachos.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Okay, what's your Joker rating?
2.
2 out of 5?
Yeah.
I'll give it 2.5 out of 5. Out with a whimper. A real whimper, this movie. Todd Phillips, where does he go from here? Actually, you
Hangover
ramble.
4.
I will. True. We should have Galifianakis in this.
Yeah. Galifianakis should be playing the Penguin. And
Foley Adu's rocking a 2.5 on Letterboxd right now. So what genuinely though, what do you think about Todd Phillips from here? What does he do? Go back to funny?
he should just go back to not getting big budgets.
Oh. What was the budget of The Hangover? 3.
Probably like 50 million.
Is that too much? Yes. He needs to work with Bradley Cooper on screen?
What else besides The Hangover has he done with Bradley Cooper?
Well, Bradley produced the first Joker, and I think Todd produced Star is Born.
Huh.
So, I mean, those two are boys for show. Todd Phillips, that's what we're looking for. What do you got? What do you got coming up here? I'm on his IMDb.
So is it Bradley with the thing for Gaga, or is it Todd?
Bofa. That is an interesting pipeline. Like, how'd that come along? Probably, I'm sure, yeah, obviously Todd would have met and
Todd
known
just
her
wanted
through
a-
Star is Born.
Todd just wanted an actress who could sing.
Yeah, and be Italian American.
Would you rather have Todd Phillips' curly hair or your own?
What does Todd Phillips doesn't have curly? He has
Yeah, he
short
does.
hair. Well, he cuts it short, so obviously he doesn't believe in it. I'd rather have my own hair. Jeez, yeah. All right. Is that it?
Yeah, I guess. What's coming up? What are we doing next week?
Shit, dude. I don't know.
What are we doing next?
Terrifier 3 comes out this weekend.
Are you gonna go to the double feature?
I'll be gone. But I'll probably watch Terrifier 2, I don't know, maybe tomorrow. That's a messed up thing to do, but when will it ever be a good time to watch that movie? You worked for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Did you know what it... we'll get to this conversation some other day.
Well, thanks for tuning in this week.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.
Ooh.
Behave.